Okay, let's talk about ice. Yeah, that's stuff you probably make every single day without a second thought. We're going to go on a little journey today to transform that ordinary cloudy ice into something truly beautiful, a crystal clear centerpiece for any drink you make.
You know exactly what I'm talking about, right? You go to the freezer, pop open an ice tray, and instead of those perfect glass-like cubes you get at a really nice cocktail bar, you're looking at, well, a frozen cloud. It's white, it's opaque, and it's just not great. So why does that happen?
So, let's put it side by side. Over on the left, that's the ice we all know. It's cloudy, it's kind of brittle, it's packed with tiny bubbles. But on the right, that's our goal. It's solid, it's gorgeous, and it's absolutely pristine. The difference is just night and day. And believe it or not, we're going to bridge that gap with just a little bit of science.
All right, so to fix this, we've got to understand the problem first. Let's get to the bottom of why our ice ends up looking so murky in the first place.
Here's the big secret. The cloudiness isn't really a flaw in the water itself. It's about what's trapped inside it when it freezes. We're talking about these invisible culprits that only show their hand once the water turns to ice. So, let's meet the main villain of our story. It's not some crazy chemical, it's actually way more common. It's trapped air and other little impurities. These guys are the reason you get that ugly, opaque core in your ice cubes.
You know, even the best-tasting tap water isn't just pure H2O. It's full of stuff you can't see, dissolved minerals, tiny microscopic gas bubbles. Now, it's all totally harmless to drink, but when you try to freeze that water, all that stuff has nowhere to hide.
Think about what happens in a normal ice tray in your freezer. The cold air is hitting it from all sides at once. The top, the bottom, the sides, everywhere. This makes the water start to freeze from the outside surfaces inward, which creates a sort of frozen shell.
And this is where the trap is sprung. As that ice shell gets thicker and thicker, it pushes all those minerals and air bubbles toward the liquid center. They're literally getting cornered. Eventually, they run out of room and get trapped in the very last bit of water to freeze. And bam, that's your cloudy core right there.
But hey, every good villain needs a hero, right? And in our story, that hero is a really cool scientific principle called directional freezing. This is how we're going to fight back and win. Directional freezing is our secret weapon. See, instead of letting the water freeze chaotically from all sides at once, we're going to take control. We're going to force it to freeze slowly, in just one direction, from the top down. This gives all those impurities and air bubbles an escape route, so they get pushed away instead of trapped.
Okay, enough theory. How do we actually pull this off at home without buying some fancy expensive machine? Well, it's surprisingly simple. We're going to call it the crystal ice ritual. Here's the whole playbook in 4 easy steps. First, grab a small insulated cooler. Yep, like a little picnic cooler. Second, just fill it up with regular old tap water. No need for filtered or boiled water. Third, and this is the absolute key, put it in the freezer without the lid on. See, the insulated sides and bottom of the cooler protect the water from the cold, forcing it to freeze slowly from the exposed top surface downwards. That's our directional freezing in action. And finally, after about 24 hours, you pull it out. All the cloudy junk will be pushed down to the bottom, leaving you with this thick, perfect slab of clear ice on top. You just break that clear part off, and you are golden.
So you might be thinking, okay, that's cool, but is all that effort really worth it? And the answer is 1,000% yes. Because clear ice isn't just about looking good, it's actually way better.
Let's just break it down real quick. Clear ice is way more dense because it doesn't have all those little air pockets. That means it melts much, much slower. So it'll chill your drink perfectly without watering it down so fast. And because you pushed out all those extra minerals and gases, the ice itself is pure. It lets the real flavor of your drink shine through. It's a total game changer.
And really, that's what it all comes down to. You're taking something that's just a functional nuisance and you're elevating it. You're turning it into a genuine work of art that just makes any drink you have feel a little more special, all with just a tiny bit of science.
When you think about it, this whole process just shows that applying a little bit of understanding can totally elevate the everyday. It worked for something as simple as ice. And that kind of makes you wonder, right? What's the next ordinary thing in your life that's just waiting for you to make it extraordinary?